Imagine waking up one morning to breaking news across every major media outlet. Bigfoot found in the Pacific Northwest. Real, confirmed, undeniable proof that the elusive creature, the legend, the mystery, the myth, actually exists. What would happen next? Would science rejoice or panic? Would the world celebrate or exploit it? Would Bigfoot become a protected national treasure or end up behind glass in a lab? In today's video, we're diving deep into a wild scenario. What would happen if we actually found Bigfoot? And while we explore this, I want you to think with me. What would you do if Bigfoot was real? How do you think the world would react? Drop your thoughts in the comments as we go. This one's gonna get interesting. The discovery. Let's start at the beginning. Let's say a group of hikers stumbles upon a creature in a dense forest somewhere in Oregon. They manage to film it clearly. No shaky footage, no blurry zoom. Real HD evidence. They follow it at a distance, record its behavior, and even find physical evidence. Footprints, hair samples, maybe even droppings. The evidence is handed over to scientists, and for once, it can't be dismissed. DNA tests confirm it's not human, not bear, not ape, but something entirely unknown. This changes everything. Scientific shockwaves. First, let's be real. The scientific world would be absolutely shaken. We're not talking about just another rare insect found in the rainforest. We're talking about a large, intelligent, bipedal creature that has somehow evaded detection in the modern world. For decades, possibly centuries. Anthropologists, evolutionary biologists, zoologists, geneticists, they'd all drop what they were doing and race to understand what Bigfoot is. The biggest question would hit immediately. Is Bigfoot human, or at least partially? What if it's a branch of the human family tree that we thought went extinct hundreds of thousands of years ago, like Homo erectus or Denisovans? What if Bigfoot is a cousin species to humans that managed to survive in secret, hidden in deep forests far from civilization? That would completely rewrite what we thought we knew about human evolution. And if it's not related to us, then what is it? A new kind of primate? A relic species from the Ice Age? Or something we've never even imagined before? Geneticists would be obsessed with DNA samples, trying to map Bigfoot's genome, compare it to humans, apes, even Neanderthals. Every academic journal would be fighting to publish the first Bigfoot paper. Entire university departments might form just to study it. There would be conferences, think tanks, global collaborations, and also fierce disagreements, because here's where it gets complicated. Some scientists would argue that in order to understand what Bigfoot is, they need to capture a specimen, bring it in, study it up close, run tests, get data. But others, especially primatologists and conservation biologists, would fight back hard. They'd say, "No way. We leave it in the wild. We observe from a distance. We don't interfere." Then you'd have the animal rights activists and ethicists entering the debate, and rightfully so. If Bigfoot shows signs of high intelligence, communication, social behavior, maybe even tool use, then we're not just talking about a wild animal. We're talking about a creature that might be closer to us than anything we've ever studied outside of humanity. And that raises some huge ethical questions. Does Bigfoot have self-awareness? Can it feel emotions, empathy, grief? Does it have a sense of family, of community? And if so, what rights does it deserve? Would it be morally wrong to tranquilize and cage such a creature? Or is that the price of scientific progress? Even basic questions become explosive. Should Bigfoot be given legal protections? If we find a population, do they need human rights or something similar? Could they be classified as people, not animals? It sounds extreme, but these questions wouldn't be theoretical anymore. They'd be urgent. The media frenzy. You already know what happens next. Total media chaos. Every news station would be broadcasting live from the forest. Documentaries would flood Netflix, YouTube, and Disney+. Talk shows would bring on researchers, witnesses, conspiracy theorists, and people claiming to be Bigfoot's long-lost cousin. The footage of Bigfoot would go more viral than anything ever before. Memes, TikToks, podcasts, merch, you name it. Bigfoot would be everywhere. T-shirts, mugs, action figures, fake sightings, real ones, debates, fights, interviews, books, and probably even a dating show. Let's be honest, the internet would explode. And while the attention could be fun for a while, it also raises a big question. Would the creature be safe from all this attention? The hunt or the protection? The moment Bigfoot is proven real, governments would have a choice: protect it or control it. Some areas might declare Bigfoot a protected species, and forests where it's spotted could become off-limits to the public. But others might try to monetize the discovery, offering tours, safaris, or Squatch Watch experiences. Worse, some might want to hunt Bigfoot, either for fame, money, or out of fear. That's not science fiction. In the past, people have actually tried to hunt Bigfoot. Imagine what they'd do now. So here's a question for you. Should Bigfoot be treated like a rare animal to be studied and preserved, or like a wild species that poses unknown risks? And what if Bigfoot isn't alone? What if there are more? One confirmed Bigfoot opens the door to a much bigger mystery. Is there just one, or is there a whole population? Think about it. A single creature can't survive for generations. That means there would have to be many of them, hidden deep in the forests, avoiding contact with humans all this time. If that's true, then we're not just talking over a creature. We're talking about a species. Would they have a language, a culture? Do they build shelter, communicate, hunt in groups, care for their young? The discovery could completely rewrite what we know about intelligent life on Earth. And here's the wildest thought of all. What if Bigfoot is more like us than we think? Spiritual and cultural impact. Bigfoot isn't just a pop culture phenomenon. It's deeply rooted in the stories of many indigenous communities across North America. In some traditions, Sasquatch is seen as a spiritual being, a protector of nature, or a guardian of the forest. The confirmation of Bigfoot's existence wouldn't just be a biological discovery. It would be a validation of cultural knowledge that predates modern science by thousands of years. How would that affect how we view indigenous wisdom? Would it finally receive the recognition it deserves? Or zoo science try to claim the discovery for itself, ignoring the voices that held the knowledge all along? There's a deep lesson here, and maybe it's time we listen. Tourism, chaos, and curiosity. Let's talk money, because once Bigfoot is confirmed, the tourism industry would go bananas. People would book flights to the region from all over the world hoping to catch a glimpse. Locals would open Bigfoot-themed shops, hotels, and attractions. Guided expeditions would pop up everywhere, but that also brings chaos. Forests could be overrun with visitors. Natural habitats could be damaged. And that quiet wilderness where Bigfoot has lived undetected for generations might become a circus. Would we be able to resist the temptation to overexploit the discovery? Could we find a way to protect both Bigfoot and its environment? The conspiracy theorists will explode. Now, let's be honest. Some people will never believe the discovery, no matter how clear the evidence. The same way some people think the moon landing was fake or that the Earth is flat, there will be folks claiming Bigfoot was a government creation, an alien, or even a distraction from something bigger. And honestly, that might just make the story even more fascinating. Because when it comes to mystery, people love to fill in the blanks. What do you think? Now it's your turn. If Bigfoot was discovered tomorrow, real, undeniable, proven, what do you think would happen? Would it bring the world together or tear it apart? Would we protect Bigfoot or exploit him? Would you want to see him in real life, or would you rather the legend stayed a mystery? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm super curious where you stand on this. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow mystery lovers. Who knows what we'll find next? Until then, stay curious and keep your eyes on the trees.